All you folks in the back, if it's all the people in the back, if it's not beneath your dignity to sit on the floor, there's plenty of space over here. If you want to come out, everybody here.
Maybe beyond there.
There's lots of business to conduct here. First, let me apologize for our starting late. That we had to wait for all the politicians to finish their grand entry. I mean, on behalf of Joan McNaughton, who's the president of the New Orleans Coalition, I'm here. She's asking to this event tonight is unique in New Orleans sort of events in that somebody asked me earlier if this was a fundraiser. This is not a fundraiser. There's no particular cause or anything. We're just doing this, okay? So that's kind of unique. Before we get started, before we get down to the comedy, we always have a serious part of our program. Let me explain for those of you who are the first time in the roast, that the Coalition is a group that started in the 1960s. Big ski row was mayor at that time. A bunch of young people felt the need to change. Then Moon Andrew became mayor, and all these young people became part of the administration. And they were the establishment all of a sudden that they've been trying to get rid of. Right? So at that point, it felt like the fire for the political change kind of ended. It became more of a social organization. The highlight being the roast. With becoming an establishment, the members and those who come into our gatherings have become increasingly important. So we've always found it necessary that anytime we do this sort of thing with all these important people here, to hire a service which intercepts messages for people, okay? So if we can just begin with this, and just get a few messages out the way, and then we'll get on to the roast. Is Steve Hand here? Yeah. Steve Hand. Problems at the VCC, Steve. You might have to leave. Some Porter residents aren't buying your ruling that it's historically accurate to have a sign on the side of the cabildo saying Dutch in 1990. Okay. Is Rudy Lombard here? There he is right there. Okay. Somebody heard your message about education in your opening speech, and this is pretty touching. You have a message from a high school student. It says, "Dear Mr. Lombard, we're a mixed report that keep putting down public education in New Orleans. We want you to know that we believe in the school system, that New Orleans students are among the best and most informed that Texas has to offer." Is Peggy Wilson here? Peggy Wilson. I have a message. I don't understand what this means right here. It's kind of cryptic, okay. It says something about Flo fell for the phony bank statement. Should we send one to local hosts too? Is Iris Kelso here? Oh, this is touching. This is a message from the publisher. Dear Iris, congratulations on having been honored as a roastee by New Orleans Coalition. This is yet another tribute to your great work. Iris, I want you to know that all of us here at the paper admire you and love you. Know also that I think you deserve a raise for your accomplishments. Please mention this to Charlie Ferguson and tell him he has my full support. Signed, Ed Bodner, publisher of News on Wheels. Earl Williams here.
He was.
There he is. Okay. Earl Williams. Message from Ed Greenwick at the ILP, who just finished analyzing your campaign. And he says he's discovered that where Dan Kelly went wrong is that when he was told he had to campaign in the lower ninth, he thought it was a golf course. So that is key. Is Cora Bazile here?
Yeah.
Yes, she is. Okay. A message from the council. They've hired their own consultant to advise them on balancing the budget, and Peter Spurgeon will start work on Monday. Is Alan Katz here? I don't like this message much anymore. If I liked it, I read it, but okay. Is Bill Hawkins here? Oh, Bill Hawkins, one of our candidates. Everybody who's running for office here tonight, raise your hand.
New coalition.
This is from Michael Kitty. Says, I'd be glad to support your candidacy for civil court, but I don't believe there is such a thing as a civil court. No, I'm looking at Bob for this next, okay. Is Wayne Babovich here? Well, for somebody relay the message, he's not here. This is a message from the U.S. Justice Department. They have checked the rules, and if it becomes necessary, it will be all right to refer to yourself as prison person. Is Gary Forrest here? Well, they're supposed to be here. Well, maybe somebody can relay this message. And this is from the mayor. Dear Gary, thanks for your suggestion about the restoration of Duncan Plaza in front of City Hall. Your idea for there to be a monument saluting gentility is a good one. But somehow, I don't think the statue of a lawn jockey would be appropriate. Okay. Is Paul Valto here?
Yes.
There he is. Okay. In case he misses it, Lee Young who works on can convey it too. Okay. The just about the politicians coming in late, you know. This isn't really a message. It's a brochure you received from your colleague Sheriff Fody. He's having a Christmas sale in which, for a special price, you'll have someone paint the scenes of the invasion of Grenada on the side of your office. Is Bill Detweiler here? There he is. Back, yeah. Dear Bill, since you're giving up your seat as constable to run for councilman at large, please send me the following information. What exactly does a councilman do, and are his terms limited? Signed, Dutch. Dutch doesn't write very funny messages. Is Michael Bagnaris here? Oh, if I give him a plug, the gambit that's coming out this week is about St. Aug. They have a picture of Michael Bagnaris in there, like when he was a little. Boy, is he cute. Dear Michael, I've admired your work and really think you should save your talents to run for mayor or congressman, not councilman at large. Joe Girusso. Chief won't write 20 minutes. Okay. There's more. I just thought I misplaced one. So, they, yeah. I was hoping the laughter would laugh a little bit more. Give me a chance to see what's here. Is Mary Ethel Thiefen here?
Yeah.
Our host, Mary Ethel Thiefen, tonight. Got a message from the Archbishop. All right. You have to understand that Mary Ethel is currently helping coordinate a documentary called 450 Years of Caring, the story of the Ursuline Nun. The Bishop would like, when you're done with that, to work on another documentary called The High and the Mighty, the story of the Jesuits. Dan Foley here.
Yeah.
There he is. This is impressive.
Okay. I hope it's funny too.
Yeah, me too. This is an invitation to join a very small and inclusive professional organization called the Society of Lakeview Politicians Who Supported Third Term.
Who else is it?
Penny Cobb here. Penny Cobb. Over here on Friday mornings on WWL Radio, Penny Cobb does these little travel tips about Louisiana, about places to go. You have a message from Joe Yenny, president of Jefferson Parish, and he wants you to know that they have just finished a survey in Jefferson trying to find the cultural center of Jefferson Parish, and they located it as being the Harvey Tunnel. Is Gas Mosquito here? Registrar for Vehicles. I got a message from your office. It turns out there was a misunderstanding. What happened? Sherman Copeland called to register his main coat. He thought you were the registrar of conveniences.
How many people say that?
You guys know we'll be hearing more from Gas later in the evening. That is all of the messages that we have now for the comedy. Actually, there's one more step even before the comedy. An occasion as special as this, we have a message from His Honor himself. One of the mayor's trusted aides is here, Mr. John Pico.
All right. This is a very confidential piece of information, so we don't want anything of this repeated. Very serious. The mayor is in Yugoslavia and was headed back here so he could be here personally for Iris tonight, but he had a connection in Geneva and he was bumped by somebody named Reagan. So but he did, before he left, he authorized us to confidentially say that he was going to proclaim ex post facto when he returns this week as Roast Kelso Week and urge everyone in the city to roast Kelso. Now, in addition to that, we think we've solved the budget problem because we're going to add a surcharge to that, because with all the people that you've written about and all the people who wanted you to write about them that you didn't, they will all be very anxious to roast Kelso. We'll put a surcharge on it, and that balances the budget.
Now I'd like to turn this over to the main guy responsible for the script, the producer, director, and the chief script writer, Bob Dupont. Bob? You're not doing Bob Dupont. You're Bob Dupont.
I'm looking for a missing cast member. Where's Mary? Mary? Okay. Welcome to the New Orleans Coalition's sometimes annual roast. Although most events of this type are given over to insults and cheap jokes, the Coalition takes a more serious view of its role. We try to offer a public service to our audience and to our members by taking the opportunity to learn about the city. Tonight is no exception. But instead of our normal look at the inner workings of city government, some of you remember when we looked at the mayor's office or the council, we're going to take an exclusive peek tonight inside one of the city's self-proclaimed great institutions, the Times-Picayune State Writing, and meet one of its star writers, and one of only a half dozen New Orleans citizens not running for council district A, Ms. Iris Kelso. Our lesson begins, of course, at the top. Please greet the editor of what is finally called Tipsy, and the only New Orleanian with a tougher job than Ron Foreman, Charles Rodney Ferguson.
Accentuate the negative, eliminate the positive. I tell you, I can't get no respect at all, you know? I tell you, no respect. I changed the paper in my parrot's cage the other day. And he wouldn't get back in until I lined the bottom with the Tipsy editorial page. I tell you, my dog won't give the paper no respect either. Last night, 4 times he went on the paper. 3 times I was reading it. Hey, good crowd, good crowd. I tell you, I've done everything possible to have this rag recognized as a national treasure, but we can't seem to win a big award. We do all right at the state level, although we keep losing to Gambit, somebody named Laborde. And in the city, we're universally admired and respected as the best daily paper. But why can't we win a Pulitzer? Pulitzer! Think of the series we've done, eh? We wrote a long series about the problems of the port. We're so good at pointing out problems, you know. We did a wonderful series on the environment. I wanted to call it Love Canal Street. I tell you, and that education series was so large.
How large was it?
Oh, thanks a lot, thanks a lot. It was so large, we had to move our editorial opposing lotteries to the same page as our birthday Social Security number lottery. For readers. And I tell you, it was so large we had to move the Schwegman ads to the second section. All right, I didn't write the jokes, okay? It was so large we didn't have any space for our normal retractions. All right, you're a nice group. There's only one solution. Bring in our ace reporter, Iris Kelso. She'll get us some respect, you know what I mean?
Yes, Chief?
Iris, I've decided that the only way to win a Pulitzer is to have a reporter write a story from the inside.
You mean I have to become one them?
I know it's a sacrifice, but someone has to mix with the corruption, the easy money, the backroom deal.
You want me to enter the hospital business?
No, I want you to run for mayor. I've given it a lot of thought, and you're the only person on the staff more beloved and respected than I.
But, Chief, I thought you wanted to run for mayor.
Oh, I've decided not to run for two reasons. I've decided that playing tennis with the mayor is more fun than being mayor. And I realize that as mayor, I'd be limited to 2 terms. In this position, I can be editor for life. Now, Iris, I want the inside story. Announce your candidacy immediately and get to work. Remember, this is for the greater glory of the tipsy.
Onward, tipsy riders, climb the party line. Opinions are most welcome if they agree with mine. Onward, gypsy riders, fighting for the cause. 'Cause I want a Pulitzer in my little paws. Fill your hands with venom, no scandal is too small. Point out all those criminals who lurk at City Hall. We expose all wrongdoers, the humble and the great. Our friends, whatever bolsters our circulation rate.
You've inspired me. I'll take on the job. Where do I start?
Don't start with anything too hard at first. Avoid in-depth analysis and questioning. Start with the easy questions. Do a television interview.
So Iris files for mayor and begins her campaign. Taking the advice of her boss, she contacts new on the scene Channel 8 for an interview. Thank you. And is blessed with that newcomer to our city, George Jones. He and Iris immediately begin a dialogue on the weighty issues facing New Orleans.
Ms. Kelso, so good to meet you. When did you decide to run for re-election?
Not the election, George. I'm running for mayor. Dutch Moriel is mayor right now.
Dutch? How can that be? I thought this was a French city.
But Dutch isn't French. He's Creole.
Oh, like Paul Prudhomme. I like that cookie.
And Dutch is Creole.
Well, Iris, I've noticed there are a lot of blacks in New Orleans. Maybe one day they'll have their own mayor.
But George, he is black.
Paul Prudhomme is black. No wonder he cooks black and red fish.
The conversation is going nowhere. I thought you were going to ask me questions about my campaign.
I do have some questions, Iris. Ever since I came to town, I've heard people complaining about a third turn. Why so much excitement about a third seagull? Bus signs, committees, everyone seems to be talking about a third turn. What's so important about another seagull? If you've already got two seagulls, why get upset about another one? What I really don't understand is why anyone would object to another seagull at a time when there's a louse development along the river. It seems to me that seagulls are reasonably clean. Or, if people want to object, why not fight the louse development? Or lace, or anyway.
Oh, George. It's a third term, not term. And it's rouse development, not rouse. Do you really want to make people lonesome for Ron Hunter?
Never mind.
Fresh from her success with the broadcast media, Iris decided it was time to go to the top for help. She asked for a meeting with Dutch Morial and was more than a little surprised when he agreed to meet with her.
Councilmen are my friends. What do you think? Latest thing, ode to arrogance. Well, Iris, I've decided, since I can't have it one more time, to endorse you on the campaign and give you the best advice.
But Dutch, why me? I always thought you considered me unfair.
Well, you were unfair, Iris. But in my career, I've established a lot of firsts. First black at LSU Law School, first black representative, first black mayor. I would like to add one more, first black man to endorse a Mississippi redneck.
Thank you, Judge. I always knew in my heart that you weren't arrogant. Tell me, though, how can I handle the other candidates?
Well, with LeBlanc, it's a cinch. Just call a press conference and tell people that you learned he's in favor of busing.
How about Lombard? He's making such a big deal of his Ph.D.
Well, that's simple. What's your degree?
Bachelor of Arts in English.
Well, I thought all you tipsy writers were awarded BS degrees. Well, never mind. You just list yourself as Bachelor, Iris Kelso, BS. Rudy can't top that.
Well, what about Jefferson?
He's easily dismissed. Have you seen those bus signs, our next great mayor? Ha! How can anyone take that seriously? What are the odds that you're going to have two great mayors in a row?
My platform.
Avoid anything controversial. Don't mention the fiscal crisis. Don't suggest taxes. Don't stir up the suburbs by suggesting an earnings tax. And don't tell the truth about property tax either. Suggest the schools are someone else's problem. Pretend that conflict just doesn't exist.
But that leaves a platform of nothing but platitudes.
Exactly. That's how you'll beat Sidney at his own game.
Do you have any suggestions for appointments if I get elected?
Why, of course. But Chief of Police Charlie Foti. It will promote efficiency. When he has to investigate an accident, well, save time because he'll already do that. And for CAO, Pat Glaudy. Because that's the only job he can spell. And for Director of Housing, Bobby Majors. When he starts to renovate, he already has the equipment. Director of Audubon Park, Joe Jerusa. He has a lot of experience presiding over a zoo. And if the city takes over the electric company, appoint Wayne Babovich as the manager.
Why Wayne?
Because he has so much experience dealing with boats. Two-thirds of a pun. He knew.
Well, Dutch, what about a job from a publisher? Anything for Ashton Phelps?
I'm sorry, Iris. I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I've searched the whole city charter carefully. I just can't find a department of hypocrisy.
What other advice can you give me?
Well, the toughest job you'll have in the election is getting the endorsement of the Tipsy editorial board. Go back and talk to your editor. Maybe he'll have some ideas.
I have to ask Charlie for his support.
Is that so tough?
All things considered, I'd rather be in Philadelphia.
Iris faced up to the prospect of asking her boss for his endorsement. If the series she was going to write was going to be realistic, she had to go through what every candidate dreaded, an interview with the tipsy editor.
Charlie, I need your endorsement.
Ah, that's not good enough, Miss Kelso. Why should this noble institution endorse a political novice?
I love the city, and I love politics.
What are some of the things you like?
Glad you asked that question.
Lands that sparkle, attendance dwindles, grandeur researches. with the mayor, press conference battles, lots of good copy, sources that tattle, and wins elections and marriages free. These are a few of my favorite things. When the words fail, when I'm in tears, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember the things I hold dear, and then I don't feel so bad. When Landrew was mayor, friends in high places, heroes departure, lots of new faces. Innsbruck in summer, no spears that sting. These are a few of my favorite things. My job at the Item, the days before Charlie, fundraising parties, drinking the barley, people in power, those who pull strings. These are a few of my favorite things. When it's deadline, when the boss rings, when I'm feeling sad, I simply remember my favorite things, and then I don't feel so bad.
Oh, Iris, you expect too much respect. You can't simply want our endorsement for a song. We can't endorse someone who has no chance of winning.
But I've got Dutch's backing. I'm sure to win.
No, Iris. I checked with Alan Katz just He says you're certain to lose. We have to stick with the original plan. Write your stories and then withdraw from the race.
Oh, no. Oh, no. If Alan Katz says I'm going to lose, there's no way. Alan hasn't picked a winner in years. Take your column and shove it. I'm going to be the next mayor.
I'll tell you, I still don't get no respect, you know what I mean?
Iris was right to be confident. She swept to a first primary victory over the other four candidates. She lost only the coup precincts to Bartholomew, Algiers by a slim margin to LeBlanc, and Lakeview to a write-in campaign for Jesse Helms. And to show their respect for a former colleague, her first post-election press conference was held in a unique style. Just in case you thought we'd gotten tired of this bit. She would get to give the answer first, and then the reporter would ask questions. We have strategically placed reporters around the room. All you have to do is read the answer first.
5 New Orleans detectives. Who would Dutch like to follow in Bartholomew's footsteps? DWI.
How does Sheriff Bodie spell relief?
Mr. Bingle and the Aviation Board. Name 2 things whose strings are pulled from above. Rice, petroleum, and certificates of need.
What are Louisiana's leading products?
Bud Rip. What do you call a flower theft?
A flower tip, a bud rip.
Bud rip.
Oh, a flower.
What do you call a flower theft? I have to say it again?
We're bored with
Coke Classic.
What do they sniff at uptown parties?
Moon pie. Whose dessert is this, Verna? The gods must be crazy.
Why did some of the ministers think there was political advantage in supporting a third term?
The Mark Gondola and Boats for Moriel. Name two things that don't cross the river. The Great White North.
What do local Republicans call the lakefront?
Waterford 3, Grand Gulf, and Ocean Spray. Name two turkeys and a cranberry sauce. Aftershave lotion.
What type of ointment do they put on Tulane basketballs?
So, Bold, and Coop. Name two political organizations and the only way Sherman Copeland can ever become mayor. Ron Hunter.
What do they call a person who hunts for dopes?
Rambo movies and the Park and Parkway Commission. Name two places where you can find plenty Vietnamese.
Karnak deteriorating.
Darryl Burger.
I don't think some hurt. Nice and loud.
A Darryl Burger.
What gives Michael Keefe indigestion?
Pride Air and the Flo Schoenstein campaign. Name two things that aren't getting off the ground.
The last question.
A sewage and waterboard truck.
What's yellow, has 4 wheels, and sleeps 6?
I apologize for this, but during the interim, 3 more messages came in, all for Iris, and you all aren't going to understand any of these, okay? I mean, just inside things, but maybe I'll explain after. First of all, Pam Stewart called about her grade. Iris was a teacher at Innsbruck this year, and there was one student who was kind of... Charlie Ferguson called, wanted to know what this says on your expense accounts for a Coupe Denmark. That was the favorite dessert there. And the sanitation department called, and they said that they can take care of picking up the garbage around your neighborhood from now on. Iris apparently been taking on the responsibility. Yeah. More. A special tribute from Gene Nathan.
Well, I had actually volunteered to add to the roast, and I only did so because I have a very short memory. I forgot that I'm really not a funny person. So as I tried to pick up funny things to say, and there's so much great material about Iris. I mean, there's just so many things you can go to town on. All her campaigns to stop smoking and lose weight and do this faster and do that lot faster, and all her crazy expeditions to the West Coast and her trips and so forth, and all her fabulous predictions about who's going to win elections and so on and so forth. But I'm hopeless as a comedian, so I gave up. And really the reason that I wanted to say anything at all is because I knew it was all going to be funny, but I thought for just 2 seconds we should maybe just say thank you for a person who I think all of us, to little extents and big extents, me big because we worked together and she was real important. Whenever I got in trouble, there's someone to chat about it with, and she was important for that. But she's a really very special person. I think everybody who knows her even a little bit knows that. And I just wanted to say thank you for being in the city of New Orleans. It makes it all a little bit easier for all of us. Thank you for that.
Another special tribute from His Honor, the Honorable Gaspar Skiro, front and center.
Yay!
I thought that it would be really nice and fitting that since Iris has always been giving so much to the politicians, that maybe one politician and elected official would give something back to Iris. So I know she doesn't have one of these. We're going to make her an honorary deputy of the conveyance office.
Now let's call for another tribute to the President of the New Orleans Coalition, Joan McNaughton.
Well, there's nothing I could possibly do from here on to top anything that's going on. So, Iris, we would like to present you for I think Mary Ethel has something she'd like to present, but at this point, I'd like to also give a special thanks to our primetime boys who created all of this, Errol Aboard and Bobby DuPont. Some of the other people who took part, Peter Gabb, who's been in most of the roast, and Ken Ferguson, and I'd also really like to thank all of you for coming. I think we've had a good time. I hope you have too.
There's one more item of business.
And then Mary Ethel, please.
I just wanted Iris to know that these slightly wilted roses that we loved you, and since Gambit had to do a whole cover story on Beaujolais Nouveau, this came in at midnight last night, and it's Beaujolais Nouveau, and we tried one bottle earlier today, and it tastes like grape juice.
One more thing. I'd like to call on Iris Kelso. Iris, you want to say anything?
Well, I really expected to have to atone for my sins tonight. They made it really easy on me, and I love it. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thanks again to Mary Stephen for hosting us and to
Wait, Jerry did too. He put up the canopy and he got the beer and all
Right.
that stuff. Don't forget that.
Okay. And
He's also taping this, and so
by
it's
the
a
way,
record
By
now.
the way, these roads live on forever. They're all taping, having all documented. Don't overemphasize Bob DuPont role, and he really carried the bulk of this stuff. Thank you all for coming and just enjoy yourself.
And the bar is open outside. We couldn't put it inside because we wanted to do this.
And vote for everybody in the